Finding the right keywords for your Google Ads campaign is a crucial step for success, often something that a lot of people overlook. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you from beginner all the way to expert on how to find keywords for your Google Ads campaigns. I'm going to walk you through step by step on the entire process with the new Google Ads Keyword Planner. It's a brand new interface that they've just released. It is a 100% free tool that you can go through and use. You just need to have a Google Ads account in order to get started. I'm going to be walking you through exactly how I find profitable keywords for companies and businesses, and the tools and strategies that I use and templates that I use to be successful with Google Ads. So if that all sounds good to you, be sure to like and subscribe, and let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned, you will need a Google Ads account in order to get access to Google Ads Keyword Planner. You don't have to go through and spend money in order to get access to the Keyword Planner. Once you go through and create your Google Ads account, then this is the interface that it will take you to. If for whatever reason you see a different view than I am seeing, what you're going to want to do is come over here to this appearance, and then you're going to want to click use new design. Right now, this is the newest design that Google has. If you're seeing something different, that's how you can go through and get the newest design inside of the interface. So from here, what we want to do is come over to these tools, and right underneath here, you're going to see planning. There's going to be a little drop down. We want to come over to Keyword Planner. Now, inside of Keyword Planner, you're going to see that there's basically 3 different options. And to be honest, only one of these are ones that I really use because it kind of encompasses everything. And that's the Discover New Keyword. You see, if you already have your keywords all planned out and you already know which ones you want to bid on, you can go through and get search volume and forecast, but this tool also does that for you. And then also, if you do have your keywords already, you can go through and use this beta, this new tool, to organize keywords into ad groups. But once again, we're going to do that all from this Discover New Keywords. You can see here, this is going to show you plans that you've created previously. As you go through and use this keyword planner for you, chances are this will probably be empty, but we're going to go through and click Discover New Keywords. And today we're going to pretend that we are a window washing company and we are trying to get more leads for our window washing company. So what you want to do from the very beginning is you can see you can discover new keywords 2 different ways. You can either start with keywords or you can start with your website. Now, if you have absolutely no idea what people might be searching for your business on Google, then you could probably start with your website. But chances are, if you are running something like this, you have an idea of what at least you would search for if you were looking for that product or service. For example, if I was looking for a window washing company, I would look for window washing company. It's as simple as that. And another one that we could add, it could be window washing company near me. And Google is pretty good at taking just a few different keywords and giving you a ton of ideas based off of those. So you can see I've only gone through and added 2 keywords into that in here. You can go through and add up to 10 to get ideas, but we're just going to go through and add those 2. You can filter unrelated keywords by putting in your website, but to be honest, very few times do I actually go through and do that. I just give them a few different keywords, the highest intent keywords that I can think of, and then we go through and hit get results. And you can see from those 2 keywords, Google actually went through and gave me 222 different keywords that are related to those keywords that we can go through and choose. But we'll come back to that in a later. What I do want to do is go through and get you familiar with this interface right here. So you can see at the top, we have the keyword ideas. That's the current tab that we are in. If we wanted to go through and look at the forecast for our keywords, we can click into this tab. But you can see right now, we haven't gone through and selected any keywords, so no forecasts are available. Same with the saved keywords, negative keywords, and organized keywords. These are all different tabs that you can go through and use. Honestly, this organized keywords, I don't really use as much. I'll show you a different thing that I use to organize my keywords, but we're going to come back over here to the keyword ideas. You can see you can go through and broaden your search by adding a few more of these keywords that Google is recommending. So if I wanted to get a few more, say I wanted more residential cleaning related keywords, I can go through and add that and then get results, and then it will broaden up the search. And you can see now instead of 222 keywords, I now have 497. But for now, we are going to keep this a little bit more tight because residential cleaning could mean lots of different things. It might not have window washing. It could be somebody looking to go through and clean their living room or their bathrooms. So we're gonna go through and get rid of that and go back to our original results. And then I do also want to call your attention to this right-hand side. Now this is really helpful because what this allows you to do is go through and refine the keywords. Because as I mentioned, there's 222 here, and depending on what your product or service is, this can give you a list of thousands, and it almost becomes overwhelming to go through and look at all of these different keywords. That's where if you have too many keywords, say you're in the thousands and you want to go through and refine your keywords, I would recommend coming over here. If you don't see this, what will happen, it'll be this little refine keywords right here. You can click on that, it will drop down. From there, you can see you can go through and exclude specific brands or non-branded. So you can see there's these companies: Fish Window Cleaning, Ace Window Cleaning, Sunshine's Window Cleaning. Let's say that I didn't want to go through and bid on any of those company names, or maybe you want to go through and bid on those company names because you want to take some of that traffic from your competitors. You could also go through and do that. But you can see here, there's also some other keywords that don't really relate as much to what I'm trying to do. So you can see men in kilts, like that's something that we don't want to show up for. So we're going to get rid of that. There is ABC Supplies right here. We're going to go through and get rid of that. Basically, you can go through this and be like, okay, here's some keyword themes or ideas that don't really apply, and uncheck those. Same with these services. You can see here, this is nice because we have commercial windows and residential window cleaning or other. If you are only doing commercial window cleaning, then you could say, I don't want any keywords related to residential, and you can see that will drop the amount of keywords that are inside of here, or vice versa. I don't want any that are related to commercial, and you can see it dropped off almost, 10 keywords that are related to that. So obviously these filters will be more useful as you have more keywords, but I did want to show you how those work. So we're going to go through and we're going to exit out of that. And now, as you can see here on this main kind of graph, this shows you the total search volume of all of the keywords combined. So this is all of the keywords, all of these 208 that we're currently seeing, the total, and then the total on mobile. So the red dot is on mobile. So this kind of gives you an idea of the total search volume for the specific area. Now, it is important to note for something like this, especially when it's a window cleaning business, chances are this is more of a local service, and we're not going to be targeting everywhere in the United States. So depending on what your product or service is, you'll probably want to go through and adjust this. The default right now for me is in the United States because that's the location that I added for the account. But if I wanted to go through and change this so that I was showing ads, or I was looking at forecasts, not for the entire United States, but maybe let's say only for Las Vegas, we can go through and target that and save, and then you're going to notice that all of these numbers are going to change as well. So now instead of the thousands, now we're getting, around 800 or so total based on all of these keywords inside of here. And you can see also the data is a little bit less as well. It's harder for Google to obviously get the trends for things on a really small local level. So we're going to go back for the purpose of this exercise though. We're going to go back and change this back to the United States so we can have an idea of all the different features here. We're going to target this, but I want to make sure that you know about this for when you are forecasting for your specific area. Now we actually get to the keywords themselves. And when it comes to the keywords, some of the things that I am looking for is, I think some of the things that are really helpful is obviously the average monthly searches is something to pay attention to. You obviously want to target ones that have higher search volume, but more importantly, what I'm looking at here is the top of bid range. Google is saying if you want to show up kind of towards the bottom of the ad barrel, then you're going to bid around $3.11. If you want to be at the top ad position for this, you're probably gonna have to be bidding closer to $15. So this starts to give you an idea of what your average cost per click is probably going to be for some of these keywords. What I encourage you to do from this point is just comb through this list and start understanding what keywords you might want to bid on. Now, to be honest with you, combing through this list is helpful, but what I find to be more helpful is this view right here, which is called the key. You can see we're currently in the keyword view. What I like to do is move this over to the grouped view. And this is going to give you themes for all of these different window keywords. And I find this to be a lot easier to go through and create your campaigns. If you're newer to Google Ads and you aren't familiar, Google has something called campaigns and ad groups, and you want to organize your keywords into different ad groups or themes. And this basically automatically does it for you. So what I can do is I can find, you can see this ad group is, or this group is washing near me. Then I can go through and say, okay, window washing near me. Here's a lot of different ones that have window washing near me. This can be its own ad group. And I can go through, and what I like to do is copy this keyword right here, this keyword ad group. And then I'll actually come over to a tool that I have here. I'll leave a link to this down below if you're interested in getting it. And you can see this is going to be the campaign window washing. And this is just allows me to create an ad group where I can come back later and build these with my campaign and do all my keyword research. So you can see right now, this is for washing near me. I can go through and just change that. And then I can copy in all of my different keywords inside of here. And then later you can go through and write your ads and your landing pages so that everything's built when you go through and actually put these inside of Google Ads. We're not going to be really touching the ads for the purpose of this tutorial, but this is just something that helps keep me organized when I'm going through and building campaigns, especially large ones or large accounts. You can also then just go through and copy this entire thing and then make a new campaign here if you would like. But I just wanted to show you kind of how I go through and organize those. So now we have our washing near me And you can see what we want to do as well is we want to add these to our plan. So I'm going to add keywords to create a plan. What this is going to do is it's going to see, you can see here in the account status, it's going to show that it's in plan saved. This will allow us to do a forecast of these keywords later on. So you want to make sure that you are adding these as you are putting them into your sheet. And obviously putting them into this sheet is 100% optional. It's just helpful for me to visualize what my campaigns, ad groups, and keywords are going to look like in a basic structure. So it's 100% up to you, but this part is optional, but be sure you do go through and add these all to your keyword plan, the ones that are relevant to you. You can see here the next one is brush wash cleaner. Let's say that I don't offer a brush wash cleaner, so this isn't actually something that I want to bid on. So I'm going to go through and skip this one. I'm not going to add it to a plan. Window washer, you can see best residential, window washer, best commercial. There's all these best themes here. So I'm going to go through and grab all of these keywords. We're going to copy this and we're going to move this over to window washer. And I'm going to copy these keywords in there. And if you wanted as well, you can go through and export all of this data. Like say that you didn't want to use this sheet and you just wanted to copy all these keywords so that you have all the data here. You can go through and download the keyword ideas. You can see when you click on this, you can download them as a Google Sheet or as a CSV. If you wanted all the data like the average monthly searches, the competition, the range, so you can go through and filter things of those nature. But we're going to go through and grab all these and add them to our keyword plan. And let's go through and find one more just for a example's sake, these professional window cleaning. We're going to go through and add these to our plan as well. And then of course we will go through and add these to our sheet. I'm not going to do it right here just for the purpose of this tutorial so we can kind of keep moving on, because I do want to show you what you can do from this point. Now, as I mentioned, I prefer the grouped keyword view, but if you like the keyword view, a lot of people do, you still can go back over here and you can see all the keywords that I added into our plan. It's still saved in this area, but say you want to go and look it through each of these keywords individually, you could do that exact same thing. Let's say I like this local window washer near me. I can go through and add this keyword to my plan, or maybe that one was already added in my plan. I can go through and add this commercial one, add that to my plan, and we're good to go. It's basically doing the exact same thing. So now that we've gone through and added all of the keywords that we want into our plan, I encourage you to go through and add look through this entire list and add any keywords that you think would be relevant for your business. The next thing that we are going to do is go into the forecast, and we want to choose the all saved keywords and then done. And what this is going to do is it's going to give us an idea of how much a lead is going to cost or a sale, how many conversions we can get, and forecast out what Google thinks we can get based on the keywords that we have provided. Now, keep in mind, this is a forecast. And I will say in my experience, it's very far from being 100% accurate. So keep that in mind. This is just a good tool for you to have an idea of what to expect if you bid on all of these keywords. And you can see here, you can go through and change the bidding strategy to see how that affects the forecast here. And you can go through and change the match type as well. For this, we're just going to keep it on max conversions on broad. We're going to be on the Google. You can add search partners here. Most of the time, I only go on Google though. And then you can decide the range. Right now, when we're November, so it's just taking the next month by default. But you can do customized month if you wanted to do that. Say if you were a window washing company, chances are you're not going to be washing a lot of windows in December. So you want to forecast maybe out in the summertime. You could go through and do that as well. You can see here, this is the plan that is currently giving us. You can see right now it is saying that we can get up to 4 conversions for $93 with an average daily budget of $3. So basically it's saying, hey, you're not really going to spend a lot for the demand right now for window washing services. I'm sure for this one, if we went through and we looked at it in August and we looked at the demand there, looks like we're September, October. Let's go through and change this to August. Or let's change this to May here. And then we apply. And you can see here right now, it is saying that we can get 4 conversions at a CPA of $23, 102 clicks, the current impressions. Now, this is based on an estimated 4% conversion rate. If you know the conversion rate for your website, you're going to want to go through and adjust this. For a window washing company, let's say that we're actually closer to 6%. You can see that our CPA is now going to drop. We're going to be able to get more conversions as well coming through. Or if your conversion rate is actually lower than the estimate, let's say it's only 3%, you can see that is also going to affect your numbers right here. So something to keep in mind is you're going to want to go through and play with this conversion rate a little bit. Another thing that I do like to do is click this down right here. And this is really helpful because this gives you an idea of what the most ideal budget is for your campaign. You can see right here, Google is saying that if we wanted to go through and spend $9 a day as opposed to, let's say, $3 a day, our CPA is going to jump from 41 to, what was that, 58. And let's say that we only wanted to spend $2 a day, we can start getting CPAs around $35. And as we start to spend any more than basically $1,000, you can see there's less and less, there's diminishing returns. You can go through and spend $1,300 and get 8 conversions, or also spend basically $3,000 and get the same results. Now, as I mentioned, this is just a forecast, so I do recommend testing these numbers, but it does give you an idea of the maximum budget that you could probably have for your specific campaign and what is the most ideal budget, as I mentioned. You can go through and add multiple locations here or change the location if you'd like. And then this is the forecast throughout the year, the forecast for the devices. You can see most of them are coming from mobile, and then the top states inside of here. I don't think that these are as useful. I think the more useful part is this part right here for the forecast. Now, moving over to this saved keywords, you can see this gives you a list of all the keywords that we went through and saved. This is nice because you can go through and either delete or add new keywords. So you can add keywords inside of here. You can go through and adjust columns. There's a few other columns that you can add. None of them are as useful as the ones that we currently see. And you can go through and export this into a Google Sheet. This next part is the negative keywords. So here you can go through and add negative keywords. To be honest, I don't think this is super helpful of a tab. If I was to go through and find negative keywords, what I would do is come back over here to this keyword ideas, and then I would comb through this list and try and find keywords that I don't want to show up for. For example, we found in this one over here, this keyword group, that we didn't like the word brush windows because we don't do any brush window cleaning. So if that's the case, then I would want to go through and add that as a negative keyword to my campaign. And to be honest, what I would do is I would just start a new list on something like this, and I would have my negative keywords over here. And then I would say like a keyword here is brush. I don't want to be showing up for that negative keyword. And then the last thing is you can go through and use this beta to organize your keywords. You can see this is in beta and it's really new. And to be honest, I haven't had much success with it. You can go through and auto organize the keywords into groups. But because the way that I like to do the keyword research with the groups view, typically I don't use this as much. So I just want to be transparent with you on the tools that I do find useful and the ones that I think are not very useful at all. So congratulations, if you followed through this entire thing, you now have a list of keywords that you can go through and bid on and negative keywords organized into ad groups so you can go through and build your Google Ads campaign. If you aren't sure on the next step on how to build out your Google Ads campaign, check out this full Google Ads tutorial right here. It'll walk you through how to go through and actually set everything up. Be sure to check out the resources down below into the description and subscribe on the way out if you found some value, and we'll see you in the next video.